next turn we can Bookwurm draw card. 8. Let's play a worm. Gain some life. Make an ooze. Send it back. Greetings, all my happy friends, and welcome back to the MTG Struggle Bus, where I struggle more so you can struggle less. And today, we're going to be bringing Dune to the world of Magic by reanimating some sweet worms. So, without further ado, let's point out our targets of today's game. First off is, both these are limited all-stars as far as I'm concerned. First up is Bookwurm. This is a 7 and a green 7/7 trample. So we're paying 8 for this. So, I mean, there are going to be some times where we ramp into it, but we're really hoping to get it at a discount. But when Bookwurm enters the battlefield, you gain 3 life and draw a card. So hopefully that's enough to kind of get us back in the game should we fall behind. And then of course now if we happen to mill on accident and we don't have a way to reanimate it, we can pay 2 and a green at instant speed to put Bookwurm from your graveyard into the library, 3rd from the top, and we're gonna have a way to kind of get to it a little quicker here. You'll see here in a moment. Our other target is Wurms. This is a 6 and a green 7/6 with reach and trample. I like the reach on it because it blocks dragons, it blocks birds, it blocks I guess that's it. We're not really seeing phoenixes or anything like it blocks vampires. There we go. And clerics. Yeah, it blocks clerics. So reach is quite important. It's 1 mana short 1 mana less than Bookwurm, so I like that. We can actually get to this one surprisingly well. When Bookwurm enters the battlefield, you gain 5 life, and that's nothing to shake, to gawk at, or to ignore, I guess is what you're looking for. Anywho, yeah, it makes a difference in quite a few games, trust me. And then we really don't want to be using this, but for 2 and a green, you can exile Bookwurm from your graveyard to gain 5 life. So in a pinch, we can kind of cushion that a little bit. And then the other expensive card we have in the deck is a reanimation spell in the form of Blood on the Snow. Of course, this is 4 black, snow sorcery. Choose 1, destroy all creatures or all planeswalkers. Then you may return a creature or planeswalker card with mana value X or less from your graveyard to the battlefield, where X is the amount of snow spent to cast this spell. So because of that, of course, you can see we're running almost all snow minus the death cap just to make sure we have the correct fixing. But yeah, so we can't get back our worms. That is the slight non-bow, that we can't get back our worms. They are too expensive, but because of that, we are carrying a full playset of Ren and 7, which is the 3 green planeswalker. Comes in with 5 loyalty, +1, reveal the top 4 cards of your library, put all land cards revealed this way into your hand and the rest into your graveyard. So this is not only a planeswalker, but also a way to mill cards and putting them into our void or our graveyard and making sure that we see our land drops. It can also, for -3, create a green treeful creature token with reach, and this creature's power and toughness are each equal to the number of lands you control. So it throws a unit, a beefy guy on the board for us as well, occasionally 2 for 1ing our opponent. Here's another sweet target I'm excited to play and reanimate. This is another target we can reanimate with Blood in the Snow. This is Consuming Blob. For 3 green, you get a star +1 ooze. Consuming Blob's power is equal to the number of card types among cards in your graveyard, and its toughness is equal to that number +1. Here's the kicker though. At the end, or at the beginning of your end step, create a green ooze creature token with this creature's power is equal to the number of card types among cards in your graveyard, and its toughness is equal to that number +1. So it doesn't quite make copies of itself per se, because then the copies would make copies like Scoot Mob, but this one actually still makes a ton of beefy units. And we're actually going to diversify our deck a little bit to accommodate Consuming Blob, so I think it's okay. And then, of course, one of the key cards in the deck is Digraph Rebirth. I love this card. It is a 3 green-black reanimation spell, so you could bring back a creature from the graveyard to the battlefield, right? But it has two things attached to it. One, flashback for 5 black-green. You can play it as well. So if we have accidentally mill it with one of our cards, we could still play it. And of course, this spell costs 1 less to cast for each creature that died this turn. So it combos very well with our board wipes, or should our opponent double block or triple block to get our Wurms off the board, then we could bring them back for as cheap as a green and a black, which we have managed to do. Okay, now the early game. What gets us into our late game? We are running 3 Binding of the Old Gods, and this is a little slow, but it does 2 things. It does 3 things in the deck, actually. First, it is removal because of the first saga, or yeah, the first chapter. Sorry, first chapter kills a unit or creature. Second one ramps us, allowing us to get a forest from our deck and putting the battlefield tapped. And then finally, the last one doesn't really make too big of a deal in our deck. It can, because both our Wurms have trample, so when they get Death Touch, they would only need to do 1 to the blocker and the rest trample over, which could be relevant. But the main thing, and then finally, it is an enchantment, which is another card type to fuel our consuming blob. Additional ramp and a different kind of card type is our legendary artifact, the Celestis, for 3 colors, or generic. If it's either neither day nor night, it becomes day as Celestis enters the battlefield. Add 1 mana of any color, right? And of course, there you have it. So there's a little bit of ramp on 3 to get us into our 5 drops. That's why we're only running 1 set of 4s, because we really want to ramp into 5. And pay 3 and tap. If it's night, it becomes day. Otherwise, it becomes night. Activate only as a sorcery. Whenever day becomes night or night becomes day, you gain 1 life. You may draw a card. If you do, discard a card. So this is another way to stem the bleeding from some aggro decks, right? It helps a little bit against control decks because the night-day cycle goes back and forth. Werewolves is definitely a strong archetype right now in the meta. So there's additional ways to kind of filter through our deck, pitching those expensive cards to our graveyard to reanimate, or the extra lands we don't need, while still digging through our deck and gaining a little bit of life to help cushion. So it does a lot in our deck. I think it's a solid inclusion. And then finally, we are running Mulch to help fuel, once again, our graveyard, as well as drawing us lands to make sure we hit our land drops. Meat Hook Massacre to be able to wipe the board should we get behind. That does happen sometimes. And then I'm running 3 Neverwinter Dryads, which is for a green, you get a 1/1 creature Dryad, but then pay 2 and sacrifice Neverwinter Dryad, search your library for a basic forest card, put it into the battlefield tapped, and then shuffle. So this is essentially another way for us to ramp. Ideally, we want to play it on 1, ramp on 2, so we could play our Binding of the Gods early. But if not, we could still play our Celestis and play one of our other cards early. I like it because it is a cheaper card to get back with Blood in the Snow if we really need to, but it is an early creature that gets into our graveyard to fuel our blob, and the ramp is solid. This deck feels just a smidge slow, so I like having that ramp to kind of get us there. But that is the deck. I hope you guys enjoyed the gameplay, so without further ado, let's dive on into it. Not the fastest hand, but I think we can keep this. Not gonna really capitalize on our ramp, but that's okay. Finding the Gods will kind of get us there. We may be able in a position to just hardcast stuff. Okay, so vampires, looks like. A little awkward on when we play that. Question is, do we want to play it now or not? We won't be able to block. I think I play it anyways. It may cause them to kind of play something a little differently, right? I think we're still just going to run out the Celestis next turn. Sadly, won't let us do both, but we'll see what they end up doing. This is their window. If we can eat up a removal spell now. Alright, no bites from Martin. Fair. Let's see here. We're just gonna go ahead and block here. Oh, we can't. Lol. So next turn, 1, 2, 3, 4. Play that. So still a little awkward. Gonna be relying pretty heavy on our Blood in the Snow. Everything they have, having Menace is proven to be a little on the annoying side. Yep. Good news is I don't think they're gonna see the blood in the snow coming. Lol. Finally pull the trigger on it. Fair. Alright, that's not horrible. That is not horrible, actually. We're just gonna go ahead and make...
Harm the trees, and you will rot at their roots.
We actually need the blood in the snow there. We could easily just die to a dragon next turn, so I guess we just gotta make a dude.
The trees can fight their own battles.
Yeah, I think I should just blood in the snow there, or played Binding of the Old Gods. Fair. They send one to Ren and one to us. I think that's still a win. At this point, I feel like they have all spells, so... Okay, cool.
Even in defeat, we grow.
Alright, let's go ahead and blood in the snow. Destroy all creatures. Hit. Get Ren back. Make another dude. Send it back, and hopefully this one can stick and we mill ourselves some. Okay. So they get back their kill spell and they kill Ren. Seems good. Nice. Nice opponent. Solid gameplay. Solid gameplay. I think the correct answer is to go to us, but they may... Okay, that was correct. Definitely correct. On their part. Nice. Do we have enough to bring back the worm? Instead of Binding the Old Gods. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I think we do. I think we need life gain. Gains us 3, draws us a card. Another Celestis. Then we don't get completely wrecked here. Okay, fair. Still just tuck that into our deck and then dig for it. See where they're going. Okay, now they're taking out 7, so nice. So that worked out actually quite well. If we're being honest. I think we're in pretty good shape now, if I'm being completely honest with you guys. Let's go ahead and play this. Destroyed that. And then I think we're just gonna wait to 1, 2, 3. Oh, we can't do both, so I guess we'll just activate Bookwurm first. Tuck it in our deck, and then we'll switch it. We actually do that in our upkeep as well. I think we are going to do that. Alright, let's go ahead and activate this, and then put a stop on our upkeep. Yep. Oh, okay, we don't even need to do that. Okay, awesome. Thought we were going to have to... well, technically, we guess we could. Take action, draw a card. Alright, well then, I guess we'll just discard the other Celestis. That worked out quite well for us, if I'm being honest with you. I can't complain. That is pretty good. Let's go ahead and draw. We know the worm's on top of our deck. And I think we want to keep mana for here, so I think we're good. We'll just do this at the end of their turn. May actually even be correct to just play Meat Hook there, but I like having all the board wipes. Seems fine. Okay, so let's draw first. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's 7, so we should have done that earlier. So what are we looking to do here? I guess we can do it at, if we activate to mill, we know we're going to mill the worm. We tuck it back in our deck though. Doesn't seem to do enough. So 1, 2, 3. That leaves us 6, 7 if we count this. We could pitch a massacre. Okay, let's do that. Take action. Oh, sweet. Draw land, pitch it, and then play our land. Still, I guess we could tuck it again. That's fine.
Foster much growth here.
I thought it was the other worm. Am I mistaken? I thought... Draw. And... discard. Did we shuffle at some point? I'm just drawing a complete blank of when that other... We want to reanimate this, so I think we're fine here. Oh, there it is. Okay. Silly me. Alright, we'll just play it. Gain a life, draw a card. It's third from the top. We must have missed it somewhere. We got a land. I don't like having lands, if I'm being completely honest with you guys. We could do this for one. Let's do that. Seems fine. We'll just tuck that into our deck again. Draw. And then we can mill. And I feel like we're in the driver's seat. Yep, take action. Discard a land, send it back. We're back at a healthy 14, so I feel like we're doing okay. Ripping us for one. We're gonna make a dude. And there you have it. Alright, we got there. Wurms for the win. Alright, well, we can pitch our Wurms to draw with Celestis, but man, this feels super awkward. If our opponent has any kind of aggressive start, we're just kind of done skis. I think we're going to have mulligan this. And down we go. Alright, we can keep this one. Keep this one, and let's pitch Rebirth and Worm, I think is what we're going to end up pitching. I think that's okay. We're gonna go ahead and ramp on turn 3. I don't want to give our opponent the opportunity to alright. See, maybe a mulch to fuel our ooze would be cool. I like that quite a bit. An opponent on blue red, so is it good stuff? Could be a little unfortunate. Okay, let's see here. I mean, there's a window. We can land a 7 and a Ren and then start. Actually, this bodes pretty well for us if they don't leave up. Actually, yeah, we'll be fine. So we sack this and then boom. I like this. I like this. We could start milling ourselves. I think we are gonna go ahead and mill versus making a dude. I just don't want him to be able to shoot it down, right? Divide by 0 is pretty sweet. Let's go ahead and rent. Not too worried about getting our 1 in. I'll select that forest. Do another forest. Alright, fair. Definitely go on the board. Let's mill. Here we go. Alright, 3-4, not bad. Not bad. Once again, that's one. I think it was more important to get something like Ren underneath the radar than our Blob. Could be wrong, because Blob would have made 2 that turn, so maybe just making 2 1/2s is a little bit better. I'm not 100% sure. But this is typically their Toxic Deluge, or not Toxic Deluge, but, you know, Memory Deluge or whatnot. So, let's see, divide by 0, fair, that's fine. This turn we will go ahead and Blob. Like, there was a cost, right? We could have potentially made 2 things, but I think this is fine. Let's go ahead and blob now. Blob will make another one. They can exile blob, but we still have one. Exile is unfortunate, but they will take all their mana to do it. So then we could play 7 and make a token. So Burn in the House, pretty solid. It does send it back to our void though, which means we can do some things. Let's do the card that they knew about. And we'll minus this time. Don't want to run out the Dryad just to get schwacked. So we're gonna hold here. Let's see, so it's still 3. If they kill, it'll be a 4/5, so I like that. They exile either one of these, it will take their whole turn. Most likely it'll be the token. Ooh, that's not a good sign. So we're gonna get double Epiphany next turn. Is that what's going down? Fair. So I wonder if we're incentivized to not attack if we're gonna get double Epiphany, right? Oh yeah. Oh yeah, it's coming. It's coming. So I don't think we actually attack, just to have a cushion in case they play a draw. Oh, Jesus. Oh no. Almost. We're 1 land. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh wait, we can't play that. Okay, cool. I think that's actually better than playing our ooze. Look at that. Look at that. Question is now, do we rebirth the worm? I think we play this worm. And then once again, because I feel like we're gonna get double Epiphanied here, I think we're just gonna play this, gain some life, and they're gonna exile one of them, so no attacks. And that way we have blockers in case they drag in with their double Epiphanies here. Triple Epiphany maybe. They could iteration plus Epiphany. So we'll have to see. Alright, here's Epiphany number 1. We have 2 blockers, so it's not the worst. We are a healthy 25 life total. So the question is, do they fizzle? I think this is correct, because, yeah, I mean, they're not going to get to just freely open up us. Double Epiphany. No iteration, though, so this could be the end of it. Notice how they didn't have any attacks. So good. Is this a 3rd Epiphany? Would let them get rid of 1 and then get in for what? 5? We'd still be at 20. We have 2 Diregraph Rebirths in our void, our graveyard. I feel pretty good about this. We may even just ship the worm end of turn. Get back ooze. Yep, it's fine. Fair enough. They want to exile that one. Sweet. So now we can actually get back worm and tuck. Yeah, I like that. We will eat this. This looks pretty good for us, honestly. I'm not gonna lie. This looks pretty darn good for us. Oh, we could just hardcast one. That seems pretty sweet as well. So let's see here. What's the best thing to do? We could play another 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think we just play another worm. Or ooze, I'm sorry. And now with ooze on the board, we can actually swing. Is this a fade? I guess I could have waited after combat. And once again, keep Triad in hand. Send it back to 4/5s. We can tuck worm at the end of the turn. And then that way we have something else going. Right? Wouldn't it be sick if it... I mean, I guess it's giving you a 7/7 that draws you a card. So... Okay, Galvanic Iteration. So this is going to be double, whatchamacallit. Oh, alright, well, that's a little scary. So I wonder if they drew... They had to... I wonder which one they drew. So this is going to be quite a bit of damage, right? This is going to be... Okay, we're still good. We're still good. Oh, but they get 2 turns, actually. Are we dead? Did I mess up by attacking there? Alright, our opponent got us. Like, that was fair. I thought we were good after dealing with the Epiphanies, but... Oh, they're gonna fire up the Hall. Yeah, that makes sense as well. I think we will go ahead and block, just to make sure we stay alive. I feel like the longer we stay alive, the better our chances. Man, so which one did they top deck? Interesting. I feel like they would have just fired it off. If not, it was solid discipline from our opponent. Okay. 1, 2, 3. No, alright, fair. Oh, okay. I was not anticipating that. So now we may be dead. It's a weird way to do it instead of just attacking all, but okay. I think gaining the life from the worm will help. So now I actually wonder how sick would have been if this was an instant speed. So maybe we actually don't tuck the worm. We just play it with Diagraph. I mean, they may or may not leave up iteration, right? Yep, we'll block. They can't kill both, so... Man, punished for that one attack, huh? So we're dead, right? If you think so, I guess we just didn't gain enough life. Yeah, opponent taking 4 more turns than us is pretty darn good. So definitely punished. I made 1 attack. 1 attack! And lost us the game. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So, oh wait, they have 7 flyers, right? I can't, that means there's 7 flyers. So we're dead. They may mess up, so we'll see. Block and block. And yeah, solid. Alright, yeah. I guess taking 4 extra turns in your opponent will get you there. Good job, opponent. Risky, but I think we can keep it. Mulch will get us there. We'd like to see one of our ramp cards hopefully get us there. If we can. Okay. Hey, there's one of our ramp cards conveniently in the graveyard. Hate to see it. Blue, black. Is this a zombie? It is a zombie. Alright. The blue, black zombies. So you have to be cognizant of the, what is it, 4 mana counter zombie? Okay, so they're ramping. Fair. Maybe blue, black control them? Seems solid. Ramping, definitely ramping harder than we are. For sure. Nice. Aggressive. Aggressive. Let's do this first in case we draw a tap land. No. Well, at least we have a good reanimation target. So we just gotta get there now is the question. Another zombie. We'll take our 2 and like it. Another zombie. We'll take our 3 and like it. No ramp. No 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We're taking here. Okay. Play a Ren. Dump up the board. They kill Ren. Then we board wipe. Halfway tempted to leave the worm in there. Can they just kill us? I think they just kill us here, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah. So we go to 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Block the Thraben. Eaten live, okay. That could have been significantly worse. I'm okay with that.
Oh, fire. must not escape.
Sadly, we're not going to be able to do both. Which would have been really sweet. Alright, our opponent going the conservative route. I would have definitely been a lot more aggressive, if I'm being honest with you guys. Like, I'm not even going to lie. Ooh. So, we get to Massacre here instead of getting back... Oops, wrong one. Nope, wrong one too. Come on. Instead of getting back Ooze being a 3/4, making more of them. We can also get back a Ren. We have a Ren in hand. Yeah, I'm just gonna board wipe. Board wipe and get back a Worm. I think I like that. Or the Blob. I don't know why I keep saying. So you get to keep digging. Ooh, I'm definitely glad we did it when we did it. Definitely. Oh, ho, ho. Luckily, they can only play one this turn. Man, double rider is pretty painful. So they're gonna get to play one. We're gonna meat hook for one, maybe two. Okay, we'll meat hook for two. Meat hook for two. Still gonna meat hook for two. And I think at that point we may be able to beat out the Headless Riders. Oh wow. Wow, they rebuilt like super fast. Super fast. Alright, let's do this for 3 then. 1, 2, 3. Oh wait. We almost would have we killed 3 things. This would have been 3 cheaper, but that's we only have double black, so yep. Board, get some life back, no attacks, make another dude. What do we need to get in the graveyard? We have creature, we have sorcery, we need instants, I guess. Sorcery, creature, land in there as well. Alright, let's see here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We can... I think we could just plus the fuel, make sure we hit our lands. Whiffed on lands, but we did add an artifact, which is pretty sweet. So let's send 2 things. Actually, let's send it all. They can't, they either have an answer or they don't. We're gonna make a dude that's gonna block, so I think this puts us in a good spot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We get still can't do it. We'll plus Ren again. We could technically get a okay. They have the removal spell? Do they not? Yeah, we have blood in the snow, but that's kind of rubbing our opponent's face in it now. Plus play. I guess we'll just for the sake of being symmetrical, right? Why is that? Okay. So they can kill our 1 dude, but we could summon him back. I think we just go into the red zone with the 3. Send these 3 because we make a dude. And then we'll make a worm, right? 1, 2, 3, 7. Nope. 2. We'll play this one. Gain some life, draw a card. What's going on here? They're gonna exile it. Dispute. Fair. It's one of the ways they get back into this for sure. And next turn we could Bookwurm draw a card. 8. Let's play a worm. Gain some life. Make an ooze. Send it back. Alright. Can we close out the game? Our opponent putting up the good fight. And they call it up. Alright. We got there. Thank goodness. Alright, not thrilled about this hand, but I think we can keep it with 2 dryads. So, get to ramp a little bit. We have the insurance policy. We need it in the form of Baleful Mastery, so give it a shot. Don't want to see our worms this early, unfortunately, but it is what it is. Alright, already in the mood to see one of our life gain spells, if I'm being completely honest with you. We could kill that, but I don't think that's correct. In their turn, we'll be able to... yeah, we'll be able to Celestus plus Dryad. It gets us pretty darn close to our Wurms. Moonveil Dragon. Instead, we're just going to kill that. We are just going to kill that, my friends. I guess we could kill that now, but I think I just want to ramp. We'll just ramp. Oh, disregard. Forgot this is the come to play tapped one, which is extremely unfortunate. So let's see here. What are our options? What's the best thing to do? Killing that gives us a little bit of life, and then we could still play... You know what? I think that's the highest value here. Oops. I sequenced that poorly, because when this... Oh, wait. It exiles it, right? And this is when it dies. Yeah, okay. We're still fine. I think it's okay giving him a card. Send it back. 1, 2, 3, 4. If they don't kill that, we'll be able to... Still need to draw land. Maybe we should have Celestus. Alright, Magda's fine. Now that I know they're not a life gain deck, we can take it. Man, all kinds of punished here. So, let's see. We could Celestus plus sack. That's guaranteed lands. We're not... Yeah. I think I want to go for the guaranteed plan, unfortunately. So this is just Gruul Treasures, I think is what this one's called. Do they have the Abrade? That'd be unfortunate. Yep. They're going to call our bluff, which is fine. We do get to save 2 life. Interesting they didn't attack with the Innkeeper. Wonder why that is. We will go ahead and sack. Go ahead and grab another forest. And then what are our options? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So if we draw land, we'll play Bramblewurm. If we do not, then we will Ren in 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I guess we can mulch first, make sure we hit our next land drop, then Ren in 7. So I think that's what we're going to end up doing if we don't draw our land. If we draw our land, we're just going to slam Bramble. Call it a day. Ooh. And we get to draw, discard, take action. Meat Hook Massacre. So keep Meat Hook and ship the worm seems correct to me. Look at that. Look at that. They are worm. So we don't even have to mulch here. And I don't really think there's anything the red-green has to deal with this one. We'll go back up to 25. We're at a pretty good spot. There could have been an argument to ship either Ren and 7 or Massacre, but I like having that insurance policy. See, like next turn we can even just sack. So man, I'm really glad we exiled that dragon. Yeah, we'll block all day. We don't need to, and they could easily play, you know, Dragonfire and kill it, but I think they would do that anyways. We have some alternate things. If they burn 2 cards to get rid of Worm, I think we're okay with that. Okay, fair. Yeah, we're fine with that. So let's see here. What are we trying to do? Still want to be aware of oh, interesting. Interesting. So do they have the negate? Let's see. Okay, well, we're good now. So what are we doing here? Let's see. Take action. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we'll be 1 shy of being able to do both. Wait. 1, 2, 1, 1, 2, 3. Oh, we're good, right? 1, 2. Do Meat Hook for 1, then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, we're good. All right, so let's pitch some mulch. Oh, and then that's for the turn. Okay, got it. So let's nope. Let's see. Play the land. Meaduck for all right. That will do it correctly. So Meaduck for 1. Get underneath their radar. Gain 2 life. Play 7. Or play Ren. Make a 7. There we go. And send it back. So we only saw 1 dragon from our opponent, unfortunately. Let's see here. So we could tuck Worm and go digging with Celestis. Oh, wow. Triple Magda. I've been there before, for sure. I feel our opponent's pain. Trust me. Or we could just make a Worm. That seems pretty good as... Or ooze. Make an ooze. I guess we can plus first. Because we may get untapped land here. Oh, nice. And then we can get back Big Worm and draw a card. Is that what we want to do? Oh yeah, we could definitely do that. So let's get in there. I think we just do that. Keep our hand as full as possible. Make a Bookworm. Doesn't block flyers, but they want to fire up the old Bugbear Den. I think we're okay with that as well. They have a healthy life total. They don't. Did I play land? Guess we'll find out in a minute. Player land. Nope. Alright, let's reanimate. Reanimate. And we get to draw a card when we do it. Seems good. Gain some life. Draw a card. Feeling pretty good about ourselves. We'll send it back. Good game, my friend. Sorry about the unlucky draws. Yeah, looks like our opponent, an awkward flood, if you will. I played the deck. It's a fun deck, and but you have to really get out there early. Guess if we really wanted to, we could have reanimated this. Oh, it's the same. No, it's not. Could have reanimated this worm because this one we can tuck, but eh. And there you have it. All right. On to the next one. We are on the play. We don't get our ramp though. I think I'm gonna mulligan this. Okay, this feels a little bit better. And we'll tuck a worm. And go like this. So at least once we hit our 4th land drop, we'll be able to play Ren a turn ahead of schedule, which feels okay. Dryad. Awkward. Guess we'll just play it. I mean, at the end of the day, we'd rather ramp with Ren and, or land to facilitate our Ren and 7, right? I don't know, I'm being kind of greedy here. Start the day-night cycle, we may get additional ways to mill. One's on the ramp plan, okay. Fair. So I think we're still okay to just make a dude. No attacks. So we have to be cognizant of the fact that... Oh, alright, cool. That works for me. Actually works really well for me. Lol. Probably should have plus first, actually. Nice. We get to tuck a worm if we want. So block, yeah. I think we're okay with that. I think we'll tuck a worm. Tuck a worm, tuck a worm. I mean, the jig is up, but ooh, okay, okay. I see ya, I see ya. Could have attacked and sacked, but whatever. Burn down the house. Okay. So that's not horrible, because we can sack a dude in response to make our guy sick, so I think we're okay. Yep, they're gonna send it back. So let's do this first. It doesn't shuffle. My question is, do we actually sack the other one or do we tuck? I guess we sack. Keep this land in hand. Maybe. Take action, we draw. Another Celestis seems one to... I think I actually do want another Celestis, honestly. Being able to draw and discard through our deck seems pretty profitable. It's plus.
We can foster much growth here.
Nice, look at that. All the lands we need. Oh, it's legendary. Gosh darn it. Gosh darn it. I guess we just wait. No attacks. We'll keep protecting our own. Deluge. Sounds good. I mean, I guess technically we want to be the aggressor, but maybe a bad matchup because they're doing what we want to be doing plus blue.
We will help you.
Let's see. Oh, they got all kinds of neat stuff in their deck. Look at this. Chariot, Decisive Denial, they're field tripping. This is exciting. Field tripping. So we'll pitch the Celestis. Also fuels our Deuterinos. Do have to be cognizant of our 7s compared to theirs. Tree folks. What are they going in here? Alright, they're going to try to get rid of our Ren in 7. Makes it a little awkward. Oh, we have another one. Okay, we're fine. Let's see if they're going to attack. They do not, so let's go ahead. Oh, this is only a sorcery. Oh, Fizzle Sticks. Yeah, let's just tuck then, I guess. Unfortunate. Oh. Oops. Wrong one. Lol. Wrong one completely. Plus again. My bad. I messed that up so bad. There we go. That's the one I was looking for. Definitely was not looking. Take action. Pitch the land. And I guess that's it. No attacks. And I guess we could play the other one if we really wanted to, but I don't. So we'll send it back. Actually, it probably is correct. Well, we already have one. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 creature type or card types. So making 5 6s seems pretty good. Pretty good if we could draw to them. See, the opponent's nice enough to let us draw and discard again. Pitch the other Celestis. Feeling pretty good. Let's see what they do here. Kind of have to be careful about when we fire off this Blood in the Snow as well, because they have counter magic. You're making another tree folk, not surprising. I wonder if it would have been correct to fire off the Blood in the Snow for just planeswalkers, but I don't think so. Exile, yep, sounds good. That resolves, my friend. Hey, we know that guy. It's the guy we were just talking about. Small world. Small world. It's in a healthy 28. Take it. Seems good. Seems good. Opponent's not going to be happy about the way this plays out, I don't think. 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't think we're going to play around the counter spell. We're just going to go ahead and fire this off. Let's talk. Since I read this one the right way now. They're both worms. What do you want from me, chat? Can't help it. Play the land they know about. And then let's board wipe creatures. Okay. One, 2, 3, 4. So they caught us. They caught us. That's a lot of damage. Man, we need one more land to be able to do it twice. So play another Ren and 7 and protect ourselves. Yeah, they can't kill us if we make one.
I will protect insect from root to canopy.
Because I would like to Blood on the Snow, then Blob, you know what I mean? Yep. Take action. And pitch a Forest. Keep our hand full of gas. It's going to be close though. We know they have Epiphany in their deck. So we have to be particularly careful because we could die out of nowhere. I definitely want to clear the board. For sure. Think we're dead. Just lollygagged a little too long, maybe. I mean, we can make a dude. Man. It's unfortunate. Yep, that one turn made the difference. The Epiphany. Good game. Unfortunate. Well, these lands come to play tap, so we're gonna ship them. All right, I like this one. We're gonna keep this one. Let's ship. We're on. Oh shoot, are we on the draw or on the play? Can't tell. Shoot. Really like having a board wipe, so let's. You don't have our second shadow. Let's ship the grass for right now. Okay, at least we'll be able to ramp. And we have our... Okay. Mono green. Let's see what kind of start they have. Ranger class. Alright, that's good for us. We are okay with a ranger class. Hopefully they just put a counter on it. That would be fantastic. Is it permanent? Creature or planeswalker. Okay. This is instant speed, so it gives us a chance to deal with Chariot should we need to. Looks like they're gonna try not necessarily ramp. Oh wow, they are ramping. Holy cow. Yep, that works. We will block. I always click early. Always. Here we go. Now sack it. Not excited about this, but we have an insurance policy if it gets too crazy. Wonder if we exile that, right? Gosh, man, one turn, you know? Unfortunate. I think we are going to go ahead and just exile that. They're already going to draw a card off of us. Pay all 4. Exile that. Wurms, not really what we wanted to see there. Definitely glad we kept the Blood in the Snow. So we're going to take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Maybe 8. Maybe 9, depending if they want to activate. werewolf or not? Pack leader? Chariot, okay. Makes it a little awkward that we had to fire that off, but be sweet if we had a Ren to get back. It's really what we wanted to see here. Unfortunate. Destroy all creatures. Get back a Dryad that could at least block. I think we do block, honestly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We're one. Oh, alright. Wow, we got lucky there. Unless they're gonna suit it up to. Are they gonna kill it? Okay. Alright, fair. So we take 4 in this exchange. Yeah, I was really hoping to block for 4 life there, or 4 damage. This is gonna get pretty tight. Ooh, actually, yeah, we're just gonna worm and gain some life. I like that better. I don't think mono green has a way to deal with this outside of the brawl that they just did. So if we draw land, we play our other worm. If not, we play Ren and 7. Make a dude. Seems pretty good, my dude. That's a good sign. That's a very good sign. We will make another dude. And we are holding our position. I think we've stabilized. I think that was enough to get us there. Okay, legit. Oh yeah, all day. All day. I mean, I guess we could have played it the other way to get it back, but, I mean... let's mill first, just in case we get a blob, since blob makes us a dude. Not. Sequencing could have been a little bit better. Okay. Let's get it for 7. Gain us some more life. Draw a card. Opponent's in the tank. This is gonna be a 9. Ooh, another chair. Oh, okay, I see what they're doing. Okay, fair. Definitely done that before with an overgrowth, because that's 8 power, so they're gonna attack. They got suited up pre. Ooh, alright, alright. I see what they got going on. I see what they got going on. No attacks from our opponent. Interesting. Interesting. Options. Definitely just grasp one of them. Grasp one of them, a space, and then they can suit that up pre-combat. Well, then maybe we just wait. If we can kill Chariot, I'm feeling pretty good. We still have blood in, yeah. We're gonna blood in the snow anyways, so whatever. You guys see? No, see, I think they should have suited that up before the trigger, to be honest with you. I think it would have been better to have an 8/8. Alright, let's get in there. That's why I did it the way I did it. But now I think we're just going to... Yep. Do that, and then let's do this for 3, because that makes our Diagraph Rebirth cheaper as well, so it's an even trade. They're gonna suit that up. That's ooh, okay. I was gonna say if they suit that up, we might just blood in the stone anyways. We want to sack this now. We get a card back. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's see if we can get a blob. We did not get a blob. Fair. We already played our land, so let's just rebirth. Getting our worm back. It draws us a card. Mulch. Or we can rebirth again. but I don't think we have anything worth it anymore, unfortunately. We do not. So let's mulch. There's our... missed it. No. Unfortunately. Now we got the blob. Oh, 2 blobs! And a worm. Another bookworm, too. So, I feel pretty safe. We're back at 21. And we have a ton of life and damage on the board. Feeling pretty good about our chances. Opponent in the tank, probably trying to figure out what's the best way to navigate this. They played correctly by not animating the chariot in response. Look at the Hydra come in and play tapped, and our opponent skips it up. Alright, guys, that is it. That will do it for this one. I hope you enjoyed the video thus far. Thank you guys so much for watching. Quick review of the deck. You guys saw it in action. I believe you're probably going to see one game with the forgot the enchantment now. I'm so bad with names, but the green, black, and Golgari enchantment, and I just felt like it was a little slow. So we made some adjustments. I consider these parasitic grass being the infernal grass, but because we do gain enough life off the worms, but I don't think there are plenty of games where we felt under the gun and low on life. So I think the parasitic grass being able to deal with humans, dealing a little more damage and gaining us life is a little better than hitting everything. But we do have the one emergency valve on Baleful Mastery. Celestis I still think was correct. You guys saw us go through our deck not quickly, but able to kind of, once we got that critical mass, to be able to start fueling our void as our graveyard, as well as being an artifact to you know, trigger or whatnot. Worms were great. You guys saw it. The trample or the reach on Bramble Worm, and then the draw a card off of Bookworm were absolutely fantastic. Brennan did its thing, and man, I was pretty impressed with Blob, not gonna lie. I think this deck fuels Blob quite well. Honestly, it's so crucial. I don't think that we need Chasm in the deck. The fixing, like, our factions were fine, right? Our mana was fine. It was, we got more punished for playing lands tapped than we did having the correct pips. So I definitely think going forward, I would probably just make these regular snow, forest, and swamps and play it as is. You could probably make a couple more targets for blood in the snow, but honestly, because of the time we're kind of trying to do, we're facilitating blob, I think it's fine. Most of the time it wasn't too difficult to get a Ren and 7 in the board or in the graveyard to get it back. Getting back blob just felt phenomenal. But yeah, guys, it's a little wonky on control. I don't think it's proactive enough against control decks. We can outvalue them just because every card is a threat, but with Epiphany, I mean, sometimes they just take too many turns, like you guys saw, and it is what it is. But overall, so crafting, honestly, if I'm being real with you guys, it's probably somewhere about, it's a 2. It's a 2. I think it doesn't have, if you don't see the Meat Hook Massacre early, then you're probably in a tight spot against mono white. Mono green, you have enough time to play Blood in the Snow. I think as long as they don't have a crazy curve out and you have one or good removal spells and you can ramp the control, like everything mid-range, I think we're good. I think we have a good mid-range matchup, but definitely control is a little on the weak sauce unless we can figure out ways of getting additional card advantage. I felt like Celestis plus Worm wasn't quite enough. But alright guys, that is going to do it. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. Until next time, as always, happy gaming.